The article that I've just read is the IT fallacy. For me, there were three main points that came out of it. The first is that we do more with less. It talks about how we have fewer people all trying to do a lot at once. We don't need as many people if we can have one person take the role of two or three, because technology is supposed to be better. I'm not sure that maybe we are doing more. There's definitely time restraints, pressure to get things done. Competition is a major pressure. We've got to do better than our competitors. The other things that came out of the article were the idea it's all very well having a fantastic IT network and having the latest software and the most efficient processes, but if you don't have the training, it's completely redundant. I think a lot of companies overlook the need to actually train people whilst a system is being set up. It's set up, the old system goes down, and then people are automatically expected to be able to know how to use the new system. It's not really a good solution. What invariably happens is that there are lots of calls being logged to the IT help desk because people just haven't had time to have efficient training. So in fact, it's actually slowing people down. The other part that came through in this article was when it mentions the idea of somebody who would perhaps normally not do presentations, now because of a package on people's computers, they have a facility that allows them to do that easily. It does mean that people are taking on jobs that they wouldn't normally do. One could argue actually that people are more skilled than they used to be, because I think a good example, when we just look at the two pictures on page 18, the first picture looks like people are kind of doing the same task, could possibly be a bit mundane. Everybody's there, it looks like a chain. At the same time, you've got the contrast of the picture on the right, where a guy is multitasking. He's using the phone, he's on his computer, he may have music on in the background, who knows. Maybe that means that we're more able to multitask today. We could say makes us more skilled. I think the big difference, though, when you look at those two pictures, is possibly the sense of maybe even loneliness. When I saw the first picture, I thought, oh wow, this obviously must be really busy, quite noisy, might be hard to concentrate. But what about the poor guy who's stuck at home? I'm not sure if he's at home, he might be in his office, but he kind of looks a bit isolated. Technology can definitely help communicate, in that we can email people all over the world. Phoning obviously gives us opportunities to get in touch with anyone. But it does mean in this picture that this person is not actually interacting with real people. There's nobody sitting around him. And one of the questions I noticed in one of the activities is, what is the future? And I'd like to think that it would be something in between those two pictures, that we're using technology to its full potential, so with good training, with lots of applications that facilitate our jobs, but that we also still have human contact. We are definitely a generation that seems to like to do lots and lots of things at once. But I hope that we don't just do that in our own homes, that we're not all working from home, because we'll forget what it's like to interact with people. I think even outside the work environment, I very often, I come home, switch my computer on, maybe call a friend, I might be looking on Facebook, perhaps have some music on in the background. I'm doing so much more in the space of an hour than I probably would have done a few years ago.